Hello, AniCod here, and today I'm bringing you another comparison video. This time I'm testing out Docs MP5 versus P90. I'll run quite a few tests so you can make your own mind up depending on your playstyle which weapon you prefer. So we'll get straight into it then. Now there's some subtle differences to start with. As you can see, the MP5 has 27 damage, 800 fire rate, 50 mobility and 30 capacity, and the P90 has 22 damage, which is a little lower. The fire rate is much bigger at 970. The mobility is 50, the same as the MP5, but the capacity is also 50. So it's a faster rate of fire with a bigger capacity, but it does 5 less damage. So what does this mean then? Does this mean the faster rate of fire, you should use the P90, get a lot of bullets on target, or does it mean MP5 is more powerful, so let's use that one? Well, this is where I'm going to start testing, and this is where you're going to be pretty shocked with some of the results we get. Now there's some small changes on the modification part of the weapons. For example, the P90, the only underbarrel attachment you can have is a laser, and on the MP5 you can only get one as well, but in this case it's the vertical grip. Usually on weapons you can't get a vertical grip on, like the P90. It means the recoil is much easier to manage. So that's going to be one of the first tests we do. So we're going to get straight into that. And as you can see from the footage, you're going to see something very unusual indeed. Now the recoil seems to stop when it hits a certain section. This is the only weapon I've tested where it actually does this. So you'll see it gets to there, stops. And it does this at any range. Obviously the further back you are, you'll get a lot bigger spread. That's natural with every weapon, so don't let that panic you too much. It's very unusual. I'm not really sure what to say about that. Remember, there's no attachments whatsoever on this weapon. This is just generic firing. What I'll do, I'll get the comparisons of the P90 and the MP5 up at the end so you can see what's going on. Speaking of the MP5, let's get that a go and see what the difference is. So I'm going to do the exact same test again. If you've seen my videos, you're going to be well used to this by now. I still haven't found myself a new wall. I promise I'll find one on the next video. So there's the short range. We'll do a medium range, and as you can see, this and every other weapon I've tested, the recoil just keeps going until you need to change the mag. So it did come as a little bit of a shock for the P90. I'm not entirely sure why that was put in the game. If it was put in the game, it might be a unnoticed glitch. I'm not too sure. So let's have a look at the results anyway and see where we are with it, and here's the comparison. Now as you can see, the P90 is on the left and the MP5 is on the right, and the interesting thing is the recoil patterns are almost identical. The P90 arguably a little bit bigger, so you might think, well, it's too close to call, so this one's a draw. Well, no, remember what we said. The capacity on these, the MP5 is 30 bullets and the P90 is 50 bullets, and this testing was each line a full mag. So you're getting the exact same kick for 50 rounds from the P90 than you are the MP5 with only 30 rounds. So there's an extra 20 rounds in each one of the P90's lines, which gives the amount of bullets you're getting on each target phenomenal. Now, is it worth the 5 damage drop? Personally, I would say absolutely 100% it is. Again, remember, all I'm doing is giving you the information, and it's up to you to make your own mind up. But personally, looking at this, I'd say this is a hands down win for the P90. Now, luckily for us, we can test the fire rate and the capacity in one go. So I've set up this nice little thing, as you're going to see here. So the MP5 is on the left and the P90 is on the right, and we're going to do a fire rate. As you can see, the MP5 on the left spits all its bullets out about a second, maybe 1.5 seconds before the P90. Again, you need to remember that the P90's got an extra 20 rounds on top of this. This is like an extra 66% capacity, and it only takes a second longer to spill all its rounds. Remember, it's one of them games where one headshot counts, and both of these are close range weapons, so if you do come face to face someone in a blind spurt, you want the most rounds on your target as possible, especially if you're spraying towards the head area. You know, with the P90 you're going to get a hell of a lot more bullets in that vicinity just with the fire rate alone, never mind the sheer power or recoil of it. Now again, all I'm doing, I know I keep saying it, but you need to remember so I don't get slated in the comments down below, is giving you the information. It's up to you to interpret it however you want. Now I hate saying this because I genuinely really like the MP5, and before I made this video, the MP5 was probably my favourite weapon to use when I was using Doc, but because of this video and because of what I've seen, I think I will be changing to the P90. So there we go. please don't dislike the video. So there's a couple more little tips and a few more things that I picked up as I was testing, so I'll let you know one or two of them. So the first one being, if you're currently using a flash hider on the P90, then stop it. Reason being, watch this. Now this is without the flash hider fitted, and as you can see, because the sight sits so far above the barrel, the flash hider part of the flash hider, if that makes sense, makes absolutely no difference whatsoever. You've got no obscurity of view. So if you've seen my other video on flash hiders, if you haven't, you should probably watch it. I might put a link somewhere. We should know that they also stop short burst recoil. Now you've already seen yourself, the fire rate on this weapon is 970, which is by far one of the fastest rates of fire on any weapon. The flash hider only stops the first couple of rounds from bouncing too high, so it's going to make very little difference with such a fast firing weapon. So if I were you and I've got an option to use a muzzle attachment, I would stay away from the flash hider personally. Again, it's up to you, but looking at what you've just seen, I can't see there being much point. The second little heads up is the reload time. Usually with higher capacity weapons, the reload time tends to be a little bit longer. On both of these weapons, I haven't filmed it, but you can scroll back through if you want, and you can see the reload times on the weapons for yourself. They both sit at approximately 3 seconds, so there's pretty much no difference whatsoever on the reload times. Again, I think I've given you enough information for you to take away and make an informed decision based on your playstyle of which weapon you want to choose when you're using Doc. If you've enjoyed the video, feel free to leave a like. It shows me that what I'm doing is enjoyed by you, and I'll carry on making more for you. If you don't want to miss any more future videos, I'm going to try and get at least one Rainbow Siege video out every week around all my other content, so feel free to subscribe as well. As usual, I really genuinely appreciate everyone that's watched this far. Feel free to leave a comment down below if there's anything you want me to test, any operator, any weapons or attachments, and I'll get straight on it. I really don't mind, just let me know, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.